Round two, we have the choice. We'll play first. Yeah, I think we keep this. I mean, we have all three colors. We have a turn 4 exert influence with our natural connection. Seems okay. It is a lot of lands, but turn 4 exert influence, presumably turn 5 Beastmaster. That's not bad. That is not bad. We do have card draw in our deck as well, which I think is pretty good. Ah, the old blue-black processor deck. Maybe I have to steal a Mist Intruder? Yeah, it's not the worst thing I've ever done. I guess I could sheer drop it as well. Regardless, I'm going to natural connection on my opponent's turn. But yeah, I think we're going to sheer drop the old Mist Intruder. I like that more than stealing it. Although, if he's playing the Merc Strider, yeah, if he's playing the Merc Strider, he can bounce the guy that I steal and then replay it. So I think there's a good chance he has the Merc Strider. Zulaport Cutthroat. You know, I'd rather steal that. We're going to sheer drop the Mist Intruder, like I said. Let's get our second green mana. I don't like Exert Influence on it. I'd rather steal something better. Thing is, next turn I could... Well, this is fine. Let's just get rid of this thing. I guess I kind of want to wait a turn on it. But I'm busy. I'm going to be doing Beastmaster. Alright, let's just get rid of his Enabler. This deck hinges on Ingest. Especially since he's in the 3 colors that really want it. So he got 1 Ingest off, which isn't that bad. We did miss out on a 3/3, but like I said, I think our mana is going to be pretty busy here. Incubator Drone. Alright, Incubator Drone's pretty good. Alright. Let's just go big man here. Ooh, wish I could exert influence that. Just need a Lifespring Druid. Ooh, fuse with the elements. Not quite what I'm looking for. Yeah, this thing's gonna bash us down pretty effectively. And I can't really bash back. I guess we can swing with Beastmaster, exert influence a drone. I guess it'll have to do. And we'll play Fertile Thicket and not use it. Two cards on top. That's worrisome. Oh no. The old turn 6 rune processor. Pretty good curve there, my friend. I am impressed. Well, there's our druid. A little bit late, unfortunately. So I guess we play the druid and pass. And then we're going to block the rune. I think he'll just take the Beastmaster if I attack, so we'll just leave up Infuse to block the processor. I would like to get +4 with the druid, but I do not think we're going to get that luxury. Yeah, that's unfortunate. So, unfortunate things tend to happen from time to time. Now we're pretty desperate to find an answer for Windrider Patrol, or we are done. We got tightening coils in here somewhere. And some card draw. Hey. I like called shots. I guess we have to swing with... Well, we don't have to, but I'm going to swing with Beastmaster. I'm trying to think how I best go about doing this. Well, I guess... Well, the problem is the sound skimmer's got us on a clock, too. Yeah. That's unfortunate. That is unfortunate. 2 cards left in my opponent's hand. Ugh. This is an ugly spot. Think that we swing with Beastmaster. So... I think we infuse for 3 only, because I'm probably going to have to use Lifespring Druid to chump. Tightening Coils this guy. And we'll pass. So now we got a chump block Ruin Processor. And we got to draw pretty hot here. I could have just Tightening Coils that and passed, but I think he just gets in with Skimmer then, which is just too good, unfortunately. Unfortunately. Alright, let's, I guess dump the drone. Just in case he's got like a bounce effect of some sort. Ooh, Royal Spout's pretty sexy. And he can't recast it. And he doesn't process. He didn't process anything, so. Alright. Let's bash with Beastmaster. I think he's just going to chump block. Which is fine. We lose a little bit of life. Royal Spout. Well, that's... Guess we don't have to play our land. Let me tap my mana first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Awaken, bounce that, do this. And... Oh, I guess, yeah, I could have attacked with the 4/4 too. Probably should have done that. Could have gotten in for another 4 there. Pretty important here too, actually. Would have put lethal on the board, assuming my opponent didn't have a land drop. Problem is he can just block with Cutthroat. So I can't really attack here either. I think I'm just dead. Even if my opponent didn't have this play. Alright, lose our land. So, pseudo processor deck. Yeah, I can't attack here. I'm trying to think if I can win. I mean, I'd probably just play it out regardless, but yeah, I can't attack or I just die. I guess my opponent can just attack with everything and kill me next turn, can't he? Yeah, I probably don't. Well, showing my opponent Baloth, well, I think it's better left in illusion, but yeah, we kind of die here. All right, well, that was tough. That was a tough one. I think if I had attacked with the 4/4, I still couldn't have killed my opponent, but it still was incorrect. So now my opponent just has to attack with everything. Well, I guess we're not quite dead yet then. So maybe I should have played the Baloth. But my opponent gets Processor now, yeah. I can't imagine a scenario that I can get 15 damage in. Alright. Well, that was a little bit rough, but that's okay. So we'll figure this out. Sideboard. I don't know if we really have a sideboard, actually. Tightening Coils came up huge at the right time, but we just couldn't stop the Windrider Patrol was the problem. Anything... I can't think of anything I really want to play. I guess a Cloud Manta. Cloud Manta blocks Windrider Patrol as well as gets in. That's not bad, actually. I might want to swap that for like a Territorial Baloth or something. It also stops the stupid, what's-his-face, Mist Intruder. Hedron Blade, I imagine, is decent here, actually. Like, all of his guys are colorless, right? Not Windrider Patrol. Let's swap a Baloth for a Manta, I think. Could swap and Anticipate for a Hedron Blade. I'm trying to think if I like that or dislike that. Becomes blocked is kind of the... I don't think we're beat down enough to make Hedron Blade work here. Alright, let's just try this. Yeah, we gotta keep this. With the Lifespring Druids, Exert Influence looks a lot better. Could even play it potentially for 5 mana. Do I want to use Fertile Thicket to find a 4th land? That's a question. I don't know if I have to. I feel like we're probably just going to find a land without its help. So, no need. Like 3 mana is pretty important little spot for us. So is more expensive. I don't think we need to, though. I'm just going to play Fertile Thicket and not use it. I just don't think I need to draw a land next turn. Ooh. Anticipate. So now what am I looking for? Well, I guess we'll find out. I wouldn't mind playing a Stalwart next turn. Cutthroat. Probably a Tajuru Stalwart. Yeah, it's kind of what I thought. So we'll take it and we're going to play it. Dampening Pulse isn't bad either, but... Three mana, 3/4 is pretty good. Next turn we get to play land Lifespring Druid, and then we're in Exert Influence Coastal Discovery range, which is pretty nice. Malachor Familiar is pretty good too. That's something I kind of want to exert influence over. to be honest. Clutch Occurrence isn't bad there either. But I think we're just going to Lifespring Druid and pass. I don't want to trade a Chijuru Stalwart for a Malakir Familiar. Next turn I can Exert Influence for 4, which seems good. I would like to save it for his Windrider Patrol, if at all possible. Nettle Drone's pretty good too. Doesn't seem totally out of place with our opponent's deck. Alright. Got the land. That's actually pretty spicy here. So I can clutch his Malakir Familiar and swing for 6. Which is a pretty good amount of damage. Kind of like that. So let's tap first. I guess we'll do it to one of our blue mana, even though we need double blue. Maybe we'll do it to the green mana instead then, since we do actually need double blue, and we have some blue cards in hand. Alright, so let's go... I don't want to exert influence just yet. Just lets him crack back with Nettle Drone and possibly untap it, but I've got some more stuff going on, and getting it for 6 points of damage seems pretty good. Alright, I guess I'm okay with this trade. Oh yeah, the blocking order didn't matter. It's actually... Now I'm just a little bit confused why he did that. Now in retrospect, that play doesn't seem good at all. Like, it seems like he probably should have just taken the damage. Vestige, alright. I might want to exert influence over that. But I can also just Coastal Discovery, especially if I rip a land. That's a lot better. Well, I think we're going to do that. Does put all our eggs in one basket. But if his best play is Death Touch, dude, I can just steal it, I guess. Kind of a bit underwhelming, admittedly. But, yeah, it's the play. So, steal, familiar, smash for 9. Can I do anything else? Guess not. Herald, okay. Interesting deck from our opponent. So, like, Grixis, devoid, somewhat processing, but not like an absurd amount of processing. And opponent is officially in chump block mode now. Okay. So I guess we play natural... Well, I can do that on my opponent's turn, I guess. Let's just go... Land, swing, well, let's swing for 7. Play a Lifespring Druid. And I guess we'll play the Natural Connection on our opponent's turn for deck thinning purposes, I guess. And at this point, I think we want to hold on to this forest because we know our opponent's playing Mindraker, although they haven't processed, or they haven't ingested anything just yet. Opponent's deck looks pretty solid, though. Oddly enough, they got their own, since they Touch of the Voided their own guy, it basically fed our processing. Not that we have any. Guess we'll get another white. Stalwart. Yeah, it's pretty good. So let's swing for 7. Weird. Wish I could play Tajuru Stalwart with more than 3 colors. Oracle of Dust in hand. All right. So he can loot once. Not that that's hyper intimidating, but all right. Wish we had more mana sinks, but we do have card draw, which I would like to find at one point. Can I even kill 2 things? Guess I kill those 2 and leave them with the Oracle then. All right. Yeah, I'd rather kill 2 things. I wish I could play something here. Unfortunately, cannot. This does let him loot, but it also gets 2 bodies off the board, which I think is more important at this point. Just not going to play a land. It seems irrelevant. So Exert Influence would do it. What else would do it? Royal Spout. Tajuru Beastmaster would do it. We've got some real outs here. Mortuary Mire getting back. Incubator Drone is my guess. Could be Zulaport Cutthroat. That'd be a wise one. Which one did you... The Cutthroat? Yeah, I think that makes sense. And then my opponent can even loot and replay it, which is pretty badass for them. Not so hot for us. Oh, they don't even need it. All right. Let's see if we can't find an Exert Influence. I guess it doesn't do it anymore, though, does it? Well, Sheer Drop's not bad. It's going to take care of that Silent Skimmer. Opponent hasn't looted yet. Could be just waiting for the ruin processor. Hoping to get just the 5 life off of it, which I guess makes sense. Let's see what we get here. Fertile Thicket. Yeah, don't really need that either. So let's get rid of this guy. I guess we can 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Kill this, make this a dude. Yep. Play Fertile Thicket and no searches. All right. So I'm hoping for Beastmaster, Royal Spout. Do I have Royal Spout anymore? I do. Beastmaster, Royal Spout. I don't have Clutch anymore. Infuse is fine. So that's 1. Ugin's Insight. I took out Baloth, right, for Manta. So that would be a fine draw. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 draws that are pretty solid. And then we have 2 Tajuru Stalwarts. So we have 8 draws. We have 8 legitimate draws here that are pretty solid. Skitterskin seems a bit out of place in our opponent's deck, but certainly not the worst. There's a Beastmaster. Okay, so our opponent can't block with Skitterskin, but we don't have lethal anymore, unfortunately. So let's say I play Beastmaster, swing with everything. He eats a Lifespring Druid. He blocks this. He takes 3, goes to 2 after the Cutthroat trigger. I think it's worth it. Opponent gets to loot as well, but we are going to bash here. So, like I said, opponent gets to eat a Lifespring Druid. And then jumps there and takes 3, which takes him to 2 after the Zulaport Cutthroat trigger. Which still means lethal next turn, which is good news. Opponent did not loot. I think that's an opportunity where they wanted to loot, although that might mean the last card they have in their hand is relevant. I mean, I think we block. Granted, this could be bad, but I think we just block. Like, we still have lethal on backswing. Yeah, that's not going to do it. Alright, Cloud Manta too, that we don't have to show. Okay, well that was a close one still. Opponent's got a good, solid 3-color deck. I think Cloud Manta, I'm still liking that. Do I want like Giant Mantis for his Death Touch Flyer or something? I don't know, man. I think we probably keep it like this and see what we can do in game 3. I think we're okay. Yeah, I guess this hand's fine. Turn 3 Lifespring Druid, turn 4 Tajuru Stalwart. Or we could magically draw one of our land fixers and also be fine. Opponent mulligans. Tanking on the 6-card hand, which kind of tells me their hand at 6 cards isn't insane, but we'll find out. Okay, Tightening Coils is a good rip. Still another opportunity to draw Evolving Wilds of Plains. Fertile Thicket does not quite do it anymore, which means actually I should have opened with the island. That would have been smarter. Ooh, Gnarlid though. Gnarlid's a dude. Forgot we had that guy. Alright, he's got his third color. So his 6-card hand at least panned out color-wise. What do we got? Titan's Presence, Revealing, Incubator Drone. Alright, it's pretty good. I think I'd still rather him do it that than Lifespring Druid. There's the Evolving Wilds. Yeah, we definitely slam Lifespring Druid here. Could actually... Yeah, we definitely want to cast Stalwart next turn. And then slam the Evolving Wilds. Forerunner of Slaughter. Guess he can give it self-haste. And I probably take 3 here, to be honest. I mean, I'm playing a Stalwart, so I don't see a reason not to. Does give his other colorless guys haste, which is admittedly good, but I want to play this guy next turn for sure. And I kind of want to keep my ramp guy around too. Ooh, Sheer Drop. Alright, so let's get out this baddie. And we'll play this, and we'll pass. So now I can rip a land and Sheer Drop a Royal Spout, which is pretty sexy. Guess we are finding a white mana, just in case my Lifespring Druid dies. Although I definitely want to make sure I can cast this Ugin's Insight. Two cards left in our opponent's hand. We have a pretty good grip going for us right now. Alright, so we got our 6th land. Guess we can Royal Spout, which just gets rid of his... Feels like the best play. I can just Ugin's Insight right now, though. I think that's probably better. We scry 3, draw 3. That's pretty nice, actually. Let's just find some action. So... let's bottom this, definitely keep Infuse. And 2 lands. Okay, yeah, that's fine. So we can cast Rune Processor, but then we Royal Spout it, and that's pretty brutal. No attacks. Alright. And another Stalwart's pretty awesome too. So we've got 7 mana. Let's play a land. Let's swing with Stalwart. Because we can infuse for 4, but then we can't get the full value Stalwart. So I'm perfectly content with him taking it. Then we'll play this, and we'll pass. So basically just trying to get an army and keep our removal and combat tricks where we need them. So I'm kind of saving the Royal Spout for like a really big threat. He can process Rune Processor and gain the life, but I think just putting it on top should be fine. Yeah, like he'll gain his life here, but I think Royal Spout still does quite a bit of work for us. I guess then he can block a little bit more profitably, though. So I don't quite have the mana to do... I can only give +4 with Infuse, too. Oh, I see. So he wants to get in for damage here. We're going to just sheer drop it. I'm just going to take 7. This seems way better. So, sheer drop costs 6, which means I don't have enough to do that and infuse. I kind of did want to attack with the sheer drop, but I think I'm just going to forego that for the chance that he double blocks. Even though I don't think it's super likely, I think it's still just fine here. So let's get in for 6. No blocks, which is what we wanted. So now we sheer drop. Let's tap first, I guess. We'll do it to an island. Four, 5, 6. Sheer drop with awaken. Kill that. Get this. All right. Good. Vestige, alright. You can give it haste too, but we can double block. Nettle Drone's a pretty good threat too, though. I gotta give him credit there. Alright. Let's see. So, if I were to swing for 9, 11, I wouldn't have lethal. I think we're just gonna Royal Spout the Vestige. He can give it haste. He has no cards in hand, though. So let's just do this. So let's swing with these 3. He can double block, and I'll kill the Forerunner, I guess. Which I think is fine. Next turn, the Infuse on the island, I think, is just going to be lethal anyway. So it seems irrelevant. We know what he's drawing. He has to... I guess he doesn't have to block here. Let's say he... No, it actually doesn't matter. It's not like we're dead. So my opponent can ping me down to 9, play Vestige, give it haste, swing with everything. I block here. I take 8. It's actually close. I should have done the math more, because I did make myself pretty vulnerable here. But my opponent plays Vestige, gives it haste, swings with everything. He can Nettle Drone first, so I go to 9. He plays the thing, he untaps Nettle Drone. He swings with everything. I still don't die. I block Nettle Drone, I take 8. It's close, though. So he realizes he has to block. That's actually interesting. 3 for 1? Seems pretty beneficial for me. But he doesn't have the knowledge that I have the infuse the elements, which is absolutely the ace in the hole here, since +4 is going to be huge. But yeah, I mean, I definitely should have done a little bit of math before I... Like, if he had taken all that damage, I theoretically could have died, which would have been bad news bears. So doing it this way doesn't let me play the Stalwart for full value, but I wanted full value on that infuse. All right, got the victory over a pretty sweet looking little Grixis. I can't say it's strictly a processing deck. It wasn't. It was just a Grixis devoid. It definitely had some processing elements. This is an example of a deck where I don't think Mist Intruder is very good. And my opponent was running Mistintruder. If he'd been running more, I'm trying to think of all the process I saw. I saw Mindraker, I saw Oracle of Dust, I saw Rune Processor. All right, maybe he had enough to support it, but this isn't like, I don't know. This Mistintruder really didn't do that much. Just didn't look like it was a bonkers card for this list. But we lost game 1 to Wind Rider Patrol, managed to come back. Forerunner of Slaughter was pretty awesome. Rune Processor did a lot of legwork for my opponent too. All right, no more to say about that. We'll see you in round 3.